guys' job history as an adult.
Why do you want to hear that?
Well, yours I can laugh at because
Well,
I feel like it's limited.
So my job history is
Don't you dare start with just YouTuber.
it's McDonald's.
Okay, respect.
I worked at McDonald's for 8 months.
You stuck it out that long?
Wow!
Damn, he lasted a long time at McDonald's.
And because I was under 18, I didn't get minimum wage. In the UK, if you're under 18.
They don't give you minimum wage if you're under 18 in the UK?
And I remember that, like, I bought a video game, right? And the video game was typically £40.
Yeah.
And I like, looked at it and I was like, holy fuck, 10 hours in that hellhole. Just for I didn't even like the game. I had a lifeguarding qualification. I spent a week and spent £100 getting it, and I couldn't get a job for the longest time because every time I went to the interview, it'd be me, the 17-year-old kid, versus the 27-year-old guy who has experience.
Yeah, I know that experience.
And it was just like I was never going to get hired.
So wait, you mean like at a pool?
At a pool,
or
yeah.
Or the coast or whatever?
Yeah, at a pool because it paid really well and the hours were very flexible.
That sucks.
And, I did that, and then I played, do you know what squash is? I think you call it racquetball in the US.
I love squash.
Yeah, I played squash for a while, which sounds so British me saying that.
He played squash?
Is that your job playing squash?
No, so I played squash, right? And I played for Wales at one point.
The national team?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
There wasn't a lot of people, actually, so it was kind of easy to get in. And one of the guys who happened to be the head of, like, all the local sports centers in my...
Huh?
just happened to be a really big squash guy, and I played with him a few times, and he loved anyone who played squash. He was super biased, and so one time I just kind of went up to him, and I was like, man, hey, I really hate McDonald's. I really want to get a job. I have this qualification. Is there any job I can do? And I was like, any job. I don't care what it is, just any job in the sports center, just so I kind of work my way out. And he was like, oh yeah, there's this job that no one really likes doing. You kind of have to open and run a whole sports center yourself for 6 hours and close it up for the night.
Yikes.
And I was 17 and I was like, all right, well, what do I do? Like, and he was like, you just go in, you clean, you open everything up, you can chill out, you can do your own work. He was like, yeah, if you got school,
whoa, a whole center for himself? That's a lot of responsibility for a kid. That's a lot of responsibility.
And then eventually they were like, oh, dude, if you want to be a lifeguard, we got a position. You know, you've been working in, like, kind of the system, so it's easy enough to just, you know.
Oh, yeah?
It was literally just come to work on Tuesday. I didn't have to sign anything or anything, so I was already in the government system. They just gave me those hours.
And make it out into that business.
Yeah, well, I'd always, on the side, I can always try to do voice acting. I would voice act in, like, anything, but it was always terrible.
I remember that. That was
so
Black
good.
Butler.
You're good.
And then I kind of got lucky, and then I went to university, so I quit those jobs. But I actually got to keep the government job. I would just text them when I was back. I'd be like, hey, I'm available for shifts if you want to give me any, just to get a little bit of change in between, like summer break. So I did that, and then the YouTube stuff kind of took off.
That's some deep Connor lore we just gave you guys.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
There's some funny stories, but they're too long to go into.
Everybody's sharing their lore.